Welcome back. In the last video, you wrote your first FastAPI app and ran it locally. You may have noticed that FastAPI gave you a /doc URL without you doing anything extra. In this video, we are going to understand exactly what that is, how it works, and why it matters for anyone building AI APIs. Let's get into it. Before we look at the docs, let's understand what's powering them. Look at the diagram. On the left, you have your Python code. FastAPI reads that code, specifically your type hints and pydantic models, and generates an OpenAPI schema automatically. That schema then powers three things: your interactive docs, your testing interface, and client code generation. You write Python and FastAPI does the rest. Now, the first place to go is /doc. Open your browser, open your app link in it, and add /docs at the end. While you're running, you will see a Swagger UI, a clean interface that lists every endpoint in your application. Click on any endpoint and it expands to show you exactly what input it expects and what it will return. Hit the try it out button and you can send a real request right from your browser. No postman or curl needed. And remember, you don't write any of this. FastAPI generated it entirely from your code. Now, FastAPI also gives you a second docs interface /ReDoc. ReDoc has a cleaner, more readable layout. It is not built for testing endpoints interactively. It is built for reading and understanding your API at a glance. If you are sharing your API documentation with a front-end team or a client, ReDoc is a better view to send to them. Think of it this way. Use docs when you are developing and testing. Use ReDoc when you are communicating and sharing. There is one more URL worth knowing: /openapi.json. Visit it and you will see the raw schema FastAPI is generating behind the scenes. Look at the code on the right. It is structured JSON file that describe your entire API, every path, every request body, every response model, and the status code. You probably won't read this manually very often, but external tools use it to auto-generate API clients, run contract tests, and integrate with API gateways. It is also exactly what Swagger UI and ReDoc are reading to render what you see on /docs and /ReDoc. So how does FastAPI do all of this? It comes back to what we covered in the typing video. When your app starts, FastAPI inspects every endpoint function. It reads the type hint on the parameters, the pydantic models you have defined, and the return types. From all of that, it builds the OpenAPI schema automatically. There is no separate documentation file to write, no schema to maintain, no config to update. You change your code, the docs change with it. That's one of the biggest productivity wins FastAPI gives you, especially as your own API grows. To wrap up Module 1, FastAPI gives you three documentation interfaces out of the box: /docs for interactive testing, /ReDoc for clean reading, /openapi.json for the raw schema. All of it is generated automatically from your typed Python code. No extra work required. Karan now has the foundation he was missing. He understands the framework, the tooling, the async model. Now, in Module 2, we get into real building blocks: how to design endpoints, handle request bodies, manage responses, and deal with errors. See you there.